The TrimUI Smart Pro has become one of the most popular retro handhelds out there, and CrossMix is the custom firmware that most people use. Today, I will give you a quick tour of CrossMix, showing you useful features, hidden shortcuts, and how to get the most fun out of your handheld. We'll also take a look to MinUI as an alternative, and I will introduce you to my brand new website, your one-stop destination for tutorials, compatibility lists, firmware downloads, and everything else you need for your TrimUI Smart Pro. CrossMix is hands down the most popular firmware choice for the TrimUI Smart Pro, and there's a good reason for it. It's intuitive, packed with features, and makes navigating your handheld a breeze. Let me quickly walk you through it, so you can see exactly what it offers. When you boot up CrossMix, you will notice that it's organized in tabs. The most important one is the Emulator section. This is where you will spend most of your gaming time. Here you will find neatly organized folders of all your ROMs, separated by gaming system, from PSP to Nintendo DS, Game Boy Advance, etc. Finding your games is very easy. Next we have the apps sections, which unlocks a wide range of powerful tools and utilities. You can customize the RGB lighting of your joysticks, you can change the theme of your console, or you can twist with the emulators and the overlays. The apps menu has everything you need. There is even a built-in game scraper, allowing you to automatically download artwork and game information, so later in the emulators tab you can see the game's artworks. And the last tab that I want to mention is the settings one. This is where you manage everything related to your TrimUI Smart Pro configuration. You can connect to Wi-Fi networks, manage Bluetooth connections, and adjust the screen brightness or the volume to your liking. Now that you have known the most important ones, let's dive deeper into the emulation experience with some quick demos and handy tips. Now let's check out one of the CrossMix coolest features, selecting the emulator core. Before launching any system, simply press the X button to bring up a menu where you can pick different emulator cores or rendering methods. This is particularly helpful, for example, when playing PSP games, as you can choose between OpenGL and Vulkan. Without getting overly technical, here's the key difference. OpenGL is a stable and reliable graphics renderer that is compatible with almost every PSP game. Think of it as the safe bet that generally works well with no issues. Vulkan, on the other hand, is newer and often delivers noticeable smoother gameplay and better performance. It's designed to get more out of your handheld's hardware, helping demanding games run at higher resolutions with fewer slowdowns. Let's check a couple of titles. For example, for PSP we can use Little Big Planet and Dragon Ball Tag Team. First up is Little Big Planet. We can select Vulkan or we can run it with OpenGL, and the game can run up to 3x resolution of the original PSP resolution. Colors looks well, the animation feels fluid, and the game is responsive, so this game is a no-brainer. Next, let's see Dragon Ball Tag Team. Again, we will use Vulkan to boost performance, allowing the game to run comfortably at double resolution. If you check this game, for example, in OpenGL, you are not going to be able to run at more than 1x, but using Vulkan you can improve the performance by a lot. Of course, performance can vary slightly depending on the specific game. If you want detailed information on how individual titles perform on the TrimUI Smart Pro, especially for PSP games, I highly recommend you checking out my website. Go to the Compat section and here you will find several lists. All these lists have been made from the community, so you can check the information regarding several titles. With that said, let's move on and take a look to another beloved console, the Nintendo DS. The Nintendo DS is another console that shines on the TrimUI Smart Pro with CrossMix, thanks to some clever built-in features. Let me quickly show you how to enhance your experience and easily control your gameplay. First off, pressing the L2 button enlarges the main DS screen, making it easier to focus on your gameplay. That is perfect for games like Pokemon, where you are going to use mainly one screen. In case you need the touch input, you can press the R2 button and it brings up a virtual stylus cursor, allowing you to interact with the touch-based mechanics and the lower DS screen. Just move the cursor with the joystick and press the A button to select. In case you want to swap screens, you can just move the right joystick to one side, so the screens will swap and you can see them now a bit larger the other screen. And for those who love speeding through the slower parts of games, Drastic has built-in fast forwarding. To activate it, just follow these steps. First, launch a DS game. Then press the function key to open the Drastic menu. Here, go to Controls, Extra Controls, and when you see Toggle Fast Forward, you have to map a button. In my case, I will select, for example, the select button because in the Pokemon games this is not very used. Let's see these features in action using two quick examples. First, I will show you Pokemon Soul Silver, and then I will launch Mario Kart DS so you can see a different type of game. When playing Pokemon games like this Pokemon Soul Silver, I like to use the fast forwarding. Also, when you enter a battle, you need to see the lower screen to select the attacks. So in case you see it too small, you can just swap the screens. And now I just want to show how Mario Kart runs. It runs without any type of problem, and I think you are going to be able to play any type of DS games in your TrimUI Smart Pro. Next up, let's move on to some Game Boy Advance and classic Game Boy tips that will enhance your experience even more. Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games looks fantastic without any tweaking, but I personally like to disable the shaders, so the games looks a bit more sharp. To disable them, you have to press the function key to open the menu, click on Advanced menu, go down until you see shaders, and press the A button to disable them. Now we have to save the changes, so press the B button, go back, and now go to Configuration File. Here you can just press on Save Current Configuration. Now when you open a new game, you should see the shaders disabled by default, but if that is not the case, please leave a comment and I will try to help you. Now in this part I want to show you my new website. If you want to take your TrimUI Smart Pro experience even further, I have created a dedicated website packed with everything you could ever need. Whether you are looking for detailed compatibility lists, firmware tutorials, setup guides, or whatever thing you need, you will find it on the website. In the firmware section, for example, you can find other firmwares like Gamma OS, an Android operating system that you can run on your TrimUI Smart Pro, or MinUI, which we are going to take a look later. And if you want, you can use the links that I have left in the website to help the channel. With that links, you will buy at the same price in AliExpress, but I will earn a little bit so I can buy more handhelds or more stuff for the channel and do more tutorials. I have put a link to the website down below in the description, so check it out after finishing the video. And speaking of that, I would love to know what specific consoles or games would you like me to test next. Drop your suggestions in the comments and I will include the most requested ones in future videos. And now let's quickly talk about another popular firmware, MinUI. You might already know it from smaller TrimUI devices like the TrimUI Brick. MinUI is streamlined, straightforward, and excellent if all you want to do is quickly pick a game and jump straight into the action without fuss. However, on a more powerful handheld like the TrimUI Smart Pro, a firmware with more capabilities like CrossMix usually fits better. Let me explain why. MinUI's greatest strength lies in its simplicity. When you power it up, you are just seconds away from launching a game. The interface is minimalistic, perfect for casual gamers who value speed and ease of use above everything else. No extra settings to get lost in. No complex menu, just pure gaming instantly. On the other hand, CrossMix brings a richer experience to the table. Its additional features such as the scraper for downloading game covers, emulator configurations, built-in apps, and the RGB controls we explored earlier make it the best choice for enthusiasts who want more depth, customization, and control over their handheld. Personally, I love MinUI on smaller handhelds like the TrimUI Brick, since its straightforward design makes sense on simpler, more portable devices. However, for the TrimUI Smart Pro's larger screen, CrossMix just feels right. But I would love to hear your thoughts. Which firmware do you prefer on your handheld, CrossMix or MinUI? Let me know in the comments. That wraps up our guide. Remember, if you need firmware downloads, tutorials, or compatibility lists, my website has everything you could need. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments and don't forget to subscribe for more gaming content. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.